everyone, it's been a while. It's become a running joke on this channel that I make 1 or 2 videos a year, but this time I think has been the longest break I've ever taken. I don't usually do update videos because I don't feel like this channel is important enough to make update videos. Like, nobody is sitting there thinking, oh boy, I can't wait until Nick Knight uploads again. Any day now. But in this case, it has been so long that I do feel it fair to say a couple of words. You know, I've been thinking about just making a video that would be like, thanks for everything, I quit, since it has been so long. But this isn't that. I love this channel and I still intend to keep going eventually. It's just the pace that I cannot predict. I've had this channel since I was 17 years old. For comparison, I'm now over 30. And this isn't even my first YouTube channel, let alone my first video platform that I ever worked on. I've been making videos for 20 years now. That's just crazy to think about for me. So it has been a really long journey. Not just on YouTube, but video making itself. And I do think I owe it to the few people that still listen to say a little something. And although I have had success here and there with a couple of videos, not even on this channel sometimes, but it never really took off. Maybe that's due to inconsistency of uploads, or due to the content itself, maybe it's just uninteresting and nothing special. Maybe it was because of the algorithm, or maybe because of me. Maybe I am the problem. But regardless of any of that, that never ever really mattered to me, because this was just, and still is just, nothing but a hobby. For me, there was never even the intent of ever making this a job or making money. Making money was like never important because I knew, you know, that I was at school or I had to work. I had income. I don't need, and nor do I want my hobby to become my work, because then, you know, it stops being fun if you have to do it. There hasn't been a single day in my life in which I haven't been in some sort of school-like institution or in a working relationship. So there was always something else that was taking up the bulk of my life in the back. But if I'm being really honest to myself, and those still listening to these words after over 1.5 decades at this point, I do have the time to make videos. I simply choose not to make videos because I just don't feel like doing it a lot of the time. And that's because a bunch of different aspects. First of all, the numbers. And I could lie to you and tell you I don't care about numbers, but it does matter a little bit. Because if you put tens of hours into videos, especially these long game reviews that I made in the past, it would be nice to get a little bit of a return on it. Not in money, I don't earn a single cent here, but in interaction. To see that people watch it, that it moves somebody in some way, that it makes somebody laugh maybe, or feel nostalgic even, or any kind of emotion that they want to share with me. Be it in a comment, or just a like, or even a dislike. You know, some sign of, I watched this and it made me think, or feel something. But numbers, while definitely an aspect, have always been the smallest part of my motivation. Finishing a video and watching it back is incredibly satisfying. I really loved it, and I still do love it. It's just this feeling of completing something that you worked a lot on, that you made yourself, something to be proud of even years down the line. You know, especially watching my older videos when I can look at them like somebody else made them because there's this disconnect of time. That's something really special. When you look back at something and you're like, that was actually not that bad. Because truth be told, whenever I upload something, whatever it is, I'm always kind of like so close to the matter itself that I'm never quite sure if it's good. or if I just think it's good. And to be honest with you, it has happened that I uploaded something and then years down the line, I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. And then I just quietly removed it. That has happened. But the work that goes into making a single video is really understated. And I do not enjoy the amount of time it takes sometimes. So I opted to make videos in the past about things that really interested me. Like before I stopped making videos recently, it's been videos about sound specifically. And to be honest, it's just not been happening a lot. Me being interested in anything regarding video games. Or, well, maybe not anything regarding video games. It's more about making videos about video games. I do still play video games and I still love them. And I have been making things, especially music, just not here on this channel. And if you're interested in exactly the things I made over the last 2 years, I'll mention all my stuff in the end of the video. I'll tell you so you can leave if you don't want to hear the self-promotion. But for right now, video games are the thing that this channel has been most known for. And they just haven't really been turning me on, really, to make videos. And like I said, over the last 2.5 years, I've played so many great video games, amazing games, in fact. But then when I think about making a video about them, I have to play through the game first, and sometimes even twice. And playing a game with the intent to make a video about it isn't a normal playthrough. It requires taking notes, writing down timestamps where I found stuff that I might want to talk about so I can remember what I want to say about it. And depending on the length on the game and the notes and the stuff that I do, this sometimes really feels more like work than playing a fun video game. Or a scary video game, whatever I'm playing. So then there's writing the script, doing the voiceover, and then editing it all together to a comprehensive package. I've never outsourced the editing. I don't want to outsource the editing because it's like, I don't really, because I do this all because I find it fun, or because I found it fun in the past. And I don't want to outsource the parts I find fun, because then what's the point? Plus, I would have to pay an editor, which I would have to do from money from my job. It would be like a detriment to my wallet, for one thing. And I've also had like 1 or 2 people offer it for free, but you can never, if there's no contract and there's no, motivation really behind editing, can you really trust somebody to do this stuff for free? I don't really want to rely on that. So I like to do it myself. And when I think about all the stuff, this gigantic package of things that I have to do to make a video, which comes at the detriment of actually enjoying the game, I'm like, maybe I don't want to make a video. Maybe I just want to play this game and enjoy the game for what it is, And I'm the kind of person who will be bothered if there's unfinished work. So I'll put these video projects on my back and work on them for weeks, or sometimes, depending on the length of the video, the project, whatever, or months. Sometimes even neglecting other more important things. I remember this one video I made on New Year's Eve, actually. And I worked on this video to get it out that year, and I finished it like an hour or so before midnight. And I do have to remind myself that this is supposed to be a fun hobby, not work. And that's really the main reason I haven't been really on the video making grind. I think we all have enough work to do in our lives, whether it's at school or work or just general day-to-day stress. Hell, if there's somebody listening from way back then, you might even be a parent now, which is just crazy for me to think. And the idea of doing something I do not enjoy between things I have to do, laced with things that are a chore, with depressive episodes in between, to get a final product that I am proud of and that I can be proud of, but doing it for an audience of, I don't know, 100 people maybe, that's not entirely motivating. Don't get me wrong, I do get kind comments, especially by people that I really admire and that I consider my friends now. Like, for example, Sound Font Guy, who I'm kind of close with now, or Randolph. And speaking of Randolph, this year was the first year that I met Randolph in real life, and we went urbexing, and it was an amazing experience. I love the guy.
Or B-roll.
And then there are also just people that have been so important to me, especially I wouldn't know how or where I would be today without my girlfriend. She's been this rock in my life, essentially. She's been always holding me up, whatever happened to me. She's been always understanding when I had my really bad depressive episodes. She didn't run, she was there. So genuinely, my girlfriend has been one of the best things that has ever happened to me in my life, and I'm genuinely thankful for having her. So, to conclude all my rambling, I just want to say that I'm not gone or dead, and I will keep making videos eventually, but it's the pace I cannot really predict, like I said in the beginning. I do have an interest in making this video about this obscure, creepy, cozy game I found this year, but no script has materialized yet. So yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. So thank you everybody for watching, and the rest, that's just, you know, whatever, however long is left in the video, it's just gonna be some self-promotion, babbling about projects. So if you guys are not interested in that, then thank you for watching. So, what have I been doing these last few years? Well, I've been a lot into music. I've been making a ton of music, and I've loved singing, and I've been getting back into learning how to play guitar, and all of that stuff. If you head over to my Bandcamp, you can download all my music for free. Once again, I don't make a single cent of any of my creative endeavors. And if you go on YouTube, you also have probably the most complete collection of my stuff. I've also been part of this collaborative album that the Sound Font Guy channel made, Sound Font Guy Discord, made, where we essentially made like an original soundtrack for a fictional video game that doesn't exist. I've made two tracks by myself for this, one with vocals, is the ending song, and I've also worked together with Milan the Villain on one of the tracks. I've also been, also not very regularly, but I have been streaming on Twitch. And Twitch is a lot easier because you don't have to, you know, you don't have to write any scripts, and you can just react in the moment. It's also easier to say things when you can bounce off the chat. And especially it's super fun when there are people that are your friends, you know. Which a lot of people are doing now, you know, just chop up their live streams into clips and then farm the money off that because it's super simple, which I find absolutely... I mean, it's understandable, but I don't want, you know, if I wanted to watch a VOD, I'd watch a VOD. I don't want to see your clips. I did that once. I did that in one video, chopping them up. One of my streams that I really had a lot of fun in, but I don't do that. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, it's Blind Ghost 1. I go live there semi regularly. And lastly, what I've been doing is I've been making a podcast with Randolph. Well, he has been making a podcast, really. I've been just the guy that he bounces off of, that he can tell the things to that he has loved and found out, that he has researched. So he's been making the podcast. I've been just the co-host that gets to sit there and listen to his interesting stories. It's called Folklore and Things. I will be listing that also in the description if you're interested in that.
Yours, and no one shall take it from you without getting bloody fingers. And after that, people were just like, no, we're not gonna fuck with this guy. And I think that means that, like, if you break the Draugur's bargain, or anyone breaks the Draugur's bargain, he comes back and he can kill them.
just them, or does he like come back permanently?
I think he comes back
Or
and
is it-
kills them. Who like I think it becomes like that the wealth essentially became like a cursed object. So if anyone that wasn't the old man got a hold of the wealth, then the Draugr would come back and he would kill them.
Has that happened, or did they just nope out and not even try?
Oh, they no doubt. Yeah, they did. I mean, why wouldn't you if you are standing across like a grave and a zombie speaks to you and like, I'm gonna fucking kill you if you steal this man's coins.
And yeah, that's about all the relevant stuff I've done in the past 2 years. A lot of my time went into work. A lot of my time went into nursing my mental health, essentially. I want to, cry about my mental health. It is what it is. But I've met some amazing people in these years. And I'm very thankful for everybody who's been with me also for so long. And also, of course, the viewers. I mean, there are so many people, especially like I keep mentioning, but Wild Potato Industries, we don't talk that much anymore, but they're still so close to my heart because they have been with me for so long. And I can't even name everybody that I want to name. Even back in the creepypasta days, there's Paranormal Mango, who I still comment sometimes. Barnabas Stamos is also one of the people. The Creepy Messenger, of course. That's somebody that he's called a Daytime Lantern now with his band. But it's been a pleasure sometimes to reconnect with some people, and actually made a song together with him. You can check it out on my YouTube. So it's called The Spins, by the way. So I really don't have anything more to say. I don't want to keep rambling. So I want to say thank you to everybody who listened to me. And apparently my de-esser isn't really working very well because I see some really sharp S's, which is fair enough. All right. Thank you everybody for listening, and I hope I'll see you all next time, whenever that may be. Bye-bye.